My father ruined our lives, so I made sure he lost everything. Hey Reddit. This is going to be long, but trust me, it's worth the read. I never thought I'd be the kind of person to seek revenge, but when you've been pushed your whole life by the person who was supposed to protect you, and you watch them destroy your family, you either break or fight back. This is my story of how I fought back. And won. Growing up, my dad was a tyrant. Not in the strict but loving way. No. He was cruel. The type of man who'd scream at my mom for overcooking rice, who'd call me useless if I got a B+, and who treated my younger sister like a maid. We were all scared of him, especially Mom. He wasn't always like this, apparently. Mom told me he used to be gentle before I was born. But somewhere along the line, something broke in him, and instead of fixing himself, he broke everyone else. He controlled the money. Every paycheck went into his account. He had a good job in tech, and we never struggled financially, but we also never got to use that money. Mom never had her own cash. My sister and I wore second-hand clothes while he bought himself the newest gadgets every year. By the time I was 16, I decided, I'm getting out. I still remember the day everything shattered. I came home from school and saw my mom crying in the kitchen. Again. My dad had just accidentally slammed her phone into the wall. She was trying to hide it, but I saw the bruises on her arm. That was it. Something in me snapped. I didn't say anything then, but I made a plan. I was going to finish school, get into college, and cut ties. But my dad wasn't done ruining lives. A month before I turned 18, he drained my college savings. Yup. The one my grandmother had set up for me, he took it all. Legally, it was in his name because I was underage when it was started. He said, you weren't going to use it wisely. I invested it in crypto. Spoiler, he lost it all. That was the final straw. At 18, I left. Moved in with a friend, took 2 part-time jobs, and scraped together enough for community college. I studied cybersecurity, ironically, maybe some subconscious way of preparing to deal with him. Over the next few years, I kept my distance. Mom stayed with him, and I hated it, but she said she had nowhere to go. Until she did. My sister turned 18 and left too, and we got Mom out. We helped her move in with my aunt. She got a job. She was finally free. But my dad, he kept living large. Somehow got a new girlfriend, bought a fancy car, and posted all over social media like he was the hero of his own story. That's when I decided, I'm not just going to ignore him. I'm going to destroy him. I knew things about him, a lot of things. Turns out, years of snooping and overhearing conversations as a kid made me a goldmine of dirt. First, I contacted the IRS. Why? Because Daddy Dearest hadn't been reporting some of his crypto earnings correctly. He used shady wallets. He bragged about it at family dinners. I compiled everything, screenshots from his old posts, public transaction info, even a couple of spreadsheets I found in his unlocked Google Drive. He used the same password for everything. Genius. I sent an anonymous tip. Second, I went after his job. He worked for a software company and held a managerial position. I knew he'd been violating company policy. He talked about using company software to mine crypto. I reached out anonymously to the company's HR and IT department. Included proof. Took about a week before he was suspended, then fired. Third, the nail in the coffin. He had been trying to apply for a personal loan, to buy a second home, apparently. But with the sudden drop in income and pending tax investigations, loan denied. His girlfriend bailed. The car got repossessed within a month. He posted a rant on Facebook, blaming the economy, fake friends, and even his useless kids. Never once took responsibility. We didn't respond. Just watched from a distance as his life crumbled. A year later, he called me. I didn't answer. Then he emailed me, begging for help, saying he was sorry if he ever hurt me, and that family should stick together. I didn't reply. He ended up moving into a tiny apartment, working at some low-level tech job. Mom got remarried last year. My sister is in med school. I got my degree and now work in cybersecurity full-time, and I make more than he ever did. Sometimes I wonder if I went too far. But then I remember my mom crying in the kitchen, my college savings gone, the bruises on her arms, and the way he looked at us like we were nothing, and I sleep just fine.